for the week?
Yeah,
Woohoo!
hell yeah.
Woo.
Okay. I am pulling out my sheet of failures.
Oh,
Love
no.
that for me. I got 3 right here. Love that for me. Um. Okay. Who wants to recap what happened last time?
We didn't get any major fights, but we did learn a lot of stuff through various means. There was a sort of compass slash candle built by Harlow to attempt to latch onto Andrew Thistle's to latch onto Andrew Thistle.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we know that something has split a soul, and we assume it's Andrew Thistle's soul, into 24 pieces. This latched onto a single part of it and led us to what appeared to be an empty parking lot. Basically, we're going to build a strip mall here soon. The parking lot. From there, we tried to learn a little more. Didn't really get much, so we split into 2 groups, and Deb took Omeros and Awkward back to Thistle Downs. I think that's what it's called, Thistle Downs. In an attempt to speak to the rage, the very angry Thistle Winds. That was it. The very angry spirit that showed a series of images of, if I remember correctly, I did not write it down because I was not there. If I remember correctly, it was like a pastoral forest, presumably what was there before Thistle Winds, that getting cut down, the houses being built, the houses burning down, and then there being a regrowth of trees. And it showed that over and over and over. And attempts to make it speak a little more coherently did not, only really resulted in it getting even more mad. We then, I say we, during that time, Harlow and I picked up picked up a Ouija board from Harlow's house, met Mort, the ghost that lives in the medical examiner's office that has been around for close to 200 years total, a little over 100 years of that being a ghost.
Who are you?
We learned there that although the reports are that Andrew Thistle died of a cocaine overdose, no Andrew Thistle ever went through the morgue, never went through the medical examiner's office. We also learned from records acquired at the county clerk's office that the parking lot we found, that Harlow's candle compass led us to, that and Thistle Winds were the 2 developments owned by Andrew Thistle and by Drew Harthorn. The parking lot used to have a house on it that was given as a gift by Harthorn to Thistle, and then Thistle pulled it down. Then it was demolished, I should say, presumably by Thistle. Although I guess it could have. Did we ever check the date on that? It could have been done after Thistle was dead. Now that I think about it, I don't know if we checked that.
The transfer happened several years ago.
The transfer to Thistle.
Yes.
But when it went to Thistle, there was still a house on it.
Indeed. Yes, that was what the transfer was. There's no record of the house being demolished. Yeah.
Oh, right. That's why we couldn't figure out if the demolishment was before or after Thistle's death.
Yeah, you would presume
we don't know when it was.
Yeah, it looks like the property was transferred to him There's no record of what happened to it, but it does appear that, it was given or something happened and then it was paved over to make what it is now.
Yeah. There was a sort of confrontation between Awkward Deb and Omeros and Drew Harthorn.
Yeah, it didn't go well because of Omeros.
I don't know if I would say because of Omeros, but that was certainly not a helpful thing.
We try our best.
Yeah,
Omeros,
we all try our
Omeros was called by the siren song of a beautiful BMW minivan and wanted to do some beep beep woo woo behind the wheel.
Who could blame him?
It's Omeros' only weakness. It's the only way I'm gonna kill you. Is lure you into the vehicle.
Just a mimic car.
Yeah.
But that's about where I don't remember the exact end. I think it was as we were getting together with the understanding that the houses that are most in danger in Thistlewinds are the two where we attempted to banish the spirit. Like, they're all in danger, but those are the two kind of highest on the spirit's shit list, presumably because we attempted to banish them. But that was one of the things that Awkward intuited, sensitive,
And also Drew made it clear that basically in not knowing any of you and also believing that Awkward stole a key from him, in combination, it just would rather deal with Harlow. Doesn't want to call the police or get the police involved. Just wants to, doesn't trust the three of you, certainly.
Yeah, doesn't want to get the police involved with us, because he also made it clear that if we discover anything
you should go to the
important
police,
to the death of Andrew Thistle, we should go directly to the police with it.
Yeah. Also, the Deb importantly clocked the place where he keeps his spare key. The rock that he had basically the way it worked is he had to use it to get back into his house because his key was taken. Therefore, he had left it a little bit disturbed, which means Deb clocked it and checked that there was a key there and then left it there. But Deb now knows where the key to his house is.
Yeah. Deb also discovered that although Thistle died of a cocaine overdose, he was not buying... He was not buying from the same dealer as Cocaine Cop. Supposedly, he was buying through another buyer for whom Cocaine Cop's dealer was acting as middleman, something like that. But more importantly, Thistle was not a regular user. He was only a party user.
That was, I believe, Sweaty Doug.
Sweaty Doug.
No, did we give him another name?
How about Slippery
Doug? It was Stinky Doug. Because Stinky was specifically a reference to Stinky from the Deadlands game.
Yes, it was Stinky Doug. Also called Sweaty Doug, also called Slippery Doug.
He's so
but
sweaty.
It was
they
that
love him down at the bar.
Yeah, he is the Cocaine Connect, so there's a lot of people who love him. But yeah, importantly, yes, Andrew. Andrew. Even I'm getting mixed up now. That's great. Andrew was not a huge user or like a what would be classified as an abuser. Was more of the like occasional user, maybe the party kind of guy. Okay. As you get back together, because we had a Jessica Jones entry in that last one, right?
Sure,
and you got what you were looking for, but you sure did fail, didn't you?
I sure did.
Yeah. Deb, you get a text from Cocaine Cop saying that the sheriff has they don't know who it is, but Cocaine Cop is well aware of who you run with. And says that they are looking for There's no like APB. There's no any of that, but they are looking for somebody who definitely matches the description of Harlow and Cam.
Okay.
Yeah, you get that text like as you all convene back together. I'm gonna cross out one of those hard moves.
Nice. Just so I'm clear, as all 5 of us convene back together?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
I should be chasing a guy out of a burning library.
Oh shit, you're right. That was the most important part. The rest of so hold on, you're right. Because shit got real. Yeah, you're not all back together. Deb and Amaros were together. Amaros tried to teleport, and then Amaros, you fucked it up, and yeah, Amaros is on a mountaintop looking not able to. I used one of my hard moves to lock Amaros down for a second. Deb, you ended up, I think you ended up you ended up in the back seat of your car.
Yeah.
Awkward ended up in the library, and the two of these, Cam and Harlow, are currently headed back towards Thistlewind. So Deb, you are getting into the front seat of your car after doing like, fuck me,
Right.
like everything just went weird.
Right. If I remember correctly, I am getting in the front seat of my car and rushing to the library because I've run with Omeros long enough that I know exactly what just happened.
Yep, because Awkward was like, the library, we got to get there now, because it was a hunch, or I think it was a hunch.
It's called, I think it's called a hunch.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, so yes, Deb, you get that text. Awkward, you have just made the decision to follow the person instead of do anything about the books.
Yes.
But the section of, go ahead, Amaros.
Well, let me just ask one thing.
No,
have I still received this text from Cocaine Cop? Like, are we still okay?
Yeah, you're receiving this as you begin your drive to the library.
That being
just
the
to
case,
add shit onto it.
I'm just going to text Amaros. I don't care where you are. Make sure somebody sees you there.
Smash cut to Amaros on the mountaintop staring at his phone and seeing no bars. Right. And like holding his phone up higher, like that's gonna help.
I'd love if the text still comes through, but he looks around and like there's a bird.
Look, I figure either way it's funny.
I like the idea of Amaros just like relaxing, being like, well, I have to be here for a bit, like checking his phone, realizes there's no internet, puts the phone back in his pocket, takes the phone back out, like checks the text.
Yeah, but his cat's with
no
him.
Reception. True, his cat is with him. I don't know what that does for him, but that is true.
Yeah, me and the cat were just chilling.
Yeah, you're having it. So yeah, you get that text. Awkward, you have seen that somebody has started a fire in the section you actually spent quite a bit of time in over that intervening week between the two cases, looking into the lineage of your family. This part of the library was somebody had used several potato chip bags as an accelerant, and probably poured something else just to make the actual stacks go up. But yeah, you decided, having seen the very edge of the door closing, and realized, I think you asked, the last question you asked is, where did it go, right? And I told you, like, right there.
Sorry, say that last part again. Right before the where did it go?
I think that was your last question for that investigative mystery, right? Yes, like what? It was the person who was burning, who started the fire, which is who you're chasing.
Yeah.
So, Awkward, I'm gonna give you. This is going to be in. You get a +1 because you're working off of your investigative mystery. But it's a forward. So let's do an act under pressure, as you are trying to run to keep up, right?
If it's for the where's the creature right now thing, then it would be ongoing.
You did a investigative mystery, or
oh, okay. So it's okay. I'm thinking about the other thing. You're
thinking about read a bad situation.
Yeah. Okay, so act under pressure with a +1. Oh, here comes my first failure. Oh my god.
Okay. Awkward. I'm gonna give you a fun choice here, which is you can keep up. You slam out the door and you just barely see the edge of a coat as they're turning the corner to go around the side of the library. You can keep up, but the hard choice I'm gonna give you is you're gonna have to ditch your backpack. It currently has your phone in it. You can maybe try to get your phone out fast, but you're gonna have to leave it because you gotta run faster, right?
This is you
And
keeping me.
it's filled with miscellaneous bullshit constantly.
Yeah, this is you keeping me from using my preparedness, which is annoying because I was gonna ask if I can roll a preparedness right now.
I mean, go if you want to do one more, right? As you're throwing the backpack away, you're gonna get the last thing out of your backpack that you can. You're leaving the phone. You get one item. What is it?
Leaving the phone. Hold on. Let's see if I have it.
It's just an old-fashioned boomerang.
You're laughing now. Oh my god!
Okay.
Oh my god.
This, Cody?
Yeah.
I don't think you're ready for this bullshit.
What is it?
Ebola.
It's Ebola, so it's like two big like heavy weights with a rope. So we see you looking through. Your hand brushes over your phone, like the camera zooms in, right? As if like he's gonna grab his phone. Doesn't grab his phone. Throws the bag to the ground. Is running with one like as you begin to run, you have one hand on each weight. As you're like, because you can't figure, you like at one point you just wrap it around your chest like a bandolier, so you can run faster and catch up. Okay. If you want to do a read a bad situation now, as you aren't catching up at the moment, but you're not losing him, right? So you see, as you round the corner, you see he's across the street. It's definitely a taller man. You catch a glimpse of him as he is running into an alley.
Is that enough to jinx him?
I would say yeah, it probably is.
Okay.
In that split
I would like
second
to do that first. Yeah. Where are you at? There you are. Come on. I just need one. Oh!
Okay, you got 3 jinxes on him.
Do I have 3?
Or how is it 2?
No, it's just 2. Yeah,
okay,
it's just 2. There's no advanced.
Got it.
I wish there was an advanced.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, read a bad situation.
I will say not we'll stick with the jinx instead. So instead of looking at the situation, right, you laser lock in on him and catch, like there's just enough of you see him to lock in with your power and hit him with it. You are now, you're still keeping pace, but having run in between 2 buildings, it's harder to know exactly where he's going, right? Because you see as he's getting to the end of an alleyway on the opposite side, he's turning. He's basically at this point, you're pretty clear he's seen you. Because he seems to just be dodging to get out of your line of sight. So do you invoke one of your bullshits?
I do. Which one do I want to do though? Because I can make him trip, or I can do what I originally planned to do. I'm gonna invoke the target loses something that you will soon find.
Okay.
I want his wallet.
Okay.
Or specifically his ID card.
Yeah. Okay. Do you keep up with him, or do you stop to snag what is dropped?
I'll stop to see what he drops.
Okay. If you want to try to do that in the middle of doing the high-speed chase, it would probably be an act under pressure.
Okay.
Right, to stay running at full speed and to try to reach down and snag it as you're going by.
Well, this will determine if I keep chasing or not then. Yeah. So he's
Hachi
gone.
Machi. Yeah. He is gone. But what you snag, so you try to do a reach down, right, and snag it on the fly, and the bolo wrap just for a second as you let go of it with one hand, wraps itself around your shoulders, catches one of your arms, throwing you off balance, and then immediately you bump into a wall and just roll to a stop. You're now laying sort of tangled. You're laying tangled a little bit in the bola, one hand clutching what looks like it doesn't look like a you flip it over and it's actually it looks like a detective's ID badge or something. You see the name though, which I need to get a fucking human guy name. Just typed.
That's me, real human guy.
Vincent Adult Man.
I am just going to chalk this up to the powers that be keeping me from chasing this guy.
Uh-huh. Let's go with that. That's a regular guy's name. This is Ben Wylam.
Okay.
It says Ben Wylam, junior detective. You've got his
Wylam.
ID.
I don't even know him.
Yeah. But yeah, he dropped his you were looking for ID identification. You were trying to manifest a wallet. You got something a little different.
Yeah, I'll take
Probably a little more valuable.
Part of me wants to be petty and just cause 1 damage to him, but I think I'll save the jinx.
Yeah, that's the thing. That jinx stays on there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
yeah, then I will book it back to the library.
You book it back to your
my
book
backpack.
bag. Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, Deb, you are getting closer. You can see the smoke in the distance. Awkward, you are returning and see several fire trucks now. You showed up as the first one was arriving. There are now several fire trucks.
Okay.
And it looks like they have people in there.
Okay. Then I'll go to my cell phone and I will text the group. Emergency at the library.
Okay. While that chase has been happening,
with a little siren emoji.
While that chase has been happening, Deb, do you say anything to Cam and Harlow as they're driving back to Thistlelands?
I will call them both on speakerphone as I'm driving towards the library. And just let them know. I don't want to text it to them, but I will let them know that, hey, I got tipped off that while there's not an official bolo for them, well, actually, there's not an official APB, but there's probably a bolo for Awkward and Amr. So we've got to get them off the streets.
Well, it's actually for Harlow and Cam.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I misunderstood.
After I broke into the county records.
Okay.
Because Cam barged the way in.
In that case, I will let them know that I'm going to pick up Awkward and that they need to stay out of sight. I can head towards them to pick him up, or if they can get out of sight quickly, they should do it because the cops are looking.
Amaros, on the mountaintop, as you're just hanging out with Artemis, Artemis curls into your lap and in your mind says, I think your friends need you.
I think you're right. It's just so quiet here.
Yeah. We could come back.
We've already been.
Oh. She shows you in her mind's eye Harlow, specifically Harlow, says, this one needs you.
Well, we could give it another try. I'll need you to find. I was with Deb last, right?
Uh-huh.
I'll need you to find Deb and make sure she's okay.
Artemis gets off of you, does that big, long, like cat stretch in the grass, flops onto the side for a second, looking at you, yawns, does another like sideways stretch while you're like, come on, stands up, walks behind your legs in that usual, like the way Artemis tends to disappear, like wrapping herself around your legs as she disappears. And in your head you hear, I might, as she disappears. Deb, for your part, Artemis is climbs it up from the back seat and is sitting on the console.
Artemis, there's no time for this, hon. Go find your pet and tell him we need him.
Artemis moves to the front seat. Instead of like curling up to sleep, is just sitting in the front seat staring at you.
Listen, I know both of you want to drive, but we don't have time for it right now. Maybe later.
The cat yawns.
All right, who's a good girl? Sit on my lap. I'll let you steer.
The cat is allowed to drive before Omeros is allowed to drive.
Yeah, the cat climbs into your lap, shows zero interest in the wheel. Immediately like curls up into a ball and goes to sleep.
Arguably, Artemis is more responsible.
Artemis is possessed of a cat's disinterest. It's keeping Artemis safe. Okay. Harlow, Cam, you are getting that text. Omeros, what are you doing now that you can go places now? You're not locked from whatever that was.
I will attempt to find Harlow.
Okay. Omeros appears very ungracefully spread across the back seat, like sideways, in Cam's car.
Whoa. It worked.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, hey.
Just so you know, you teleported into two people who are wanted. So, yeah, where are we? What do you think? Should we head back to, I can take us to the storage unit. Ain't nobody gonna find us there. Or we could go somewhere else.
Wherever you think is safe. I could also attempt to bring us someplace, but it hasn't been working well lately.
Oh, well, plus I don't think it would be a good idea to just, unless you can pull the car, I don't think it's a good idea to just, suddenly go all of us skedaddling out of this here.
Well, we'll call it Plan B then.
Yep. Hey, why don't we head to your place? We can lay low if you don't mind us laying low there. That way we're kind of close to what's going on. By the way, what is going on?
Well, I was going to ask you the same thing. You said you're wanted?
I may have pulled some heat on us getting some records from the county clerks. But hey, we did find out some stuff, and I will run down everything that we found out.
I like the idea of the storage place.
Deb, we smash cut to you. As you are pulling up to the library, they've already starting to kind of like put up a barrier, right, keeping people away from it. You can see the back half of it looks like it's pretty well on fire, or maybe just seems that way because of the smoke. You're not sure of the damage, though. You have a brief moment of like getting an objective sense of how strange Awkward actually looks out in the wild, as there's a group of gawkers and Awkward is faced the opposite direction staring at his phone. This littler guy wearing big sunglasses, completely white hair, with one hand like fiddling with a bowl, what seems to be a bolo. But Awkward's there, like, it's just Awkward is not blending very well, if at all.
Yeah, I'm driving straight up to Awkward. And if people are in the way, I'm honking at them to get it so they get out of my way.
Yeah, a few like gawkers like kind of flip you off. One of them gives them a rude like gesture at you. Awkward, you look up from your phone and Deb is there.
I look up and I just wave.
You just look back down at your phone.
Yeah.
Are you Awkward? You don't need to look at the phone. I'm your Uber.
Okay, so we're in a good news, bad news situation.
Bad
news, library's on fire. Don't know why. Good news, I got a name.
Excellent. Why don't you hop in? We've got some additional bad news.
Okay. Yeah, I'll jump in the car.
So tell me about this name.
Ben Wylam? Ever heard of him? Junior detective?
I don't know. If I heard of Ben Wild, junior detective?
You have not heard of Ben Wylam, no.
Why's that name important?
He's the guy I was chasing. Or rather, I found this as I was chasing him. Do you think any of your cop buddies can help us track him? Or figure out who he is?
Potentially, but I think the first order of business for my cop buddies is making sure they're not chasing Harlow or Cam, which apparently they are currently.
What's that now?
Yeah, I got a little heads up that while there aren't arrest warrants or anything, the authorities are looking for the two of them for some questioning. So I've instructed them to lay low, and we are going to try and figure out a way to take some of the heat off of them.
How did we harass a guy, break into a house, and break into a car, and they're the one?
Not everybody's as charming as you are.
Get on my level, scrubs.
Deb, am I understanding right that you would like to use the move Friends on the Force once you get to your destination?
Yeah, I don't think I'm worried about getting to my destination. Like I think I'm
fair. You're immediately launching into it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is an act under pressure roll then.
Okay.
To specifically divert any law enforcement attention.
Can I jinx him to give her a +1?
You could try, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels a little sketchy, but
Hey,
nice.
That's just +1.
Okay. Feels a little sketchy, but do I get +1 because I'm doing this while I'm behind the wheel?
You know what? I think yeah. Like
okay.
it's dumb, but I think Deb is
yeah.
at her best behind the wheel, right?
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
doing
absolutely.
the phone
that's just
shit
how it.
in the
That's
computer.
just how it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Here we go. Thank you, awkward.
Hey.
All right.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I will give you is you can here's the choice here. You can either buy them a little bit of time, right? And still have access to Cocaine Cop. Or you can basically burn Cocaine Cop as a resource and get them completely off the radar. He's like, fine, this is now my full-time job, is finding a way to get this shit off of them, right? But that means don't fucking talk to me for the rest of like this week. Right? It's you've pushed this relationship between the two of you just as far as it'll go. So your two options are basically get Wade Odegaard as a resource still, and in return basically buy the two of them some time, get lessen the heat, or completely remove it, but you can't talk to Wade Odegaard or ask him for anything for a few days.
Oh yeah, I mean if it's just a few days, like I'll say, yeah, Wade, if you can do this for me, you've earned it, buddy.
Yeah, he leaves you with "you owe me."
Yeah, of course.
This is via like a phone conversation. He basically makes it clear to you like he will make sure that they are good, but he's going to be burning a lot of cachet to do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And sticking his neck out when he is kind of made his whole career about being the one who does not stick their neck out.
Right.
That's how you continue to be Cocaine Cop.
Right. No, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So that is resolved then. But you do not have access to Wade Odegaard.
Yep.
For today, tomorrow. You're not sure when you'll speak to him again.
Yeah.
But Cam and Cam and Harlow are good.
Yeah, I will.
Hey, somebody should probably text Deb and let everybody know now that we're laying low and we're completely safe and nobody could find us here. Somebody should let Deb know.
This is like as you're pulling up to the hangar.
Yeah, I'll text Deb. Hey, just got back in town. You good?
Yeah, chill.
Yeah. I will text back. Glad you're safe. Tell our friends that the heat is off. They can resume normal activity.
Sure thing. We're at it's your storage unit?
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
It's essentially it's more of a hangar, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
I just didn't know like exactly what they called
it. We'll be there shortly. Awkward's got news. Ask everybody if the name Ben Wylam means anything.
I do. I pass all this along.
Cam, give me a sharp roll. This isn't like a investigative mystery. This is a do you think you might have remembered a name when you were given the dossier of like local law enforcement?
I am historically very good at these.
Yeah,
my -1 sharp comes through.
no experience, but nothing bad happens, right? It's just you think that it's definitely law enforcement, but you don't remember who that is. It sounds familiar, right? But you're like, I have no idea. It's lost in the shuffle of names you were given of podunk cops you didn't really care about. I don't think, Harlow and Amaros wouldn't know who this is.
Yep.
Deb, where are you headed with Awkward?
We're headed to the storage facility. We're all gonna group up and figure out what's going on.
Yeah. Is there any scene that either the two of you together or the three of you separate want to have in the about 15 to 20 it takes Deb to drive the speed limit over?
I'm just gonna ask once, Awkward.
Okay.
How'd the fire get started?
Oh, you think I did it?
I'm not making any judgments, and you know I don't care. I just want to know what the case is so that we can manage it from here going forward.
Look, I'm not saying I have started fires in the past, but if I would have, I wouldn't have started in a library with very useful. So no, I didn't start the fire.
Do you know how it got started?
I know that when I ran in, Ben Wylam was running out, and I chased after him.
Gotcha. And also, just to be clear, if there's anybody that you'd tell that you did start a fire, it's definitely me. That doesn't rank in the top 100 worst things I've done.
Are you saying you're a fairly adept arsonist? Or implying it?
I'm saying no such thing, sugar.
If, hypothetically, someone needed to commit an arsony, and they needed...
Arsony?
You heard what I said.
Yeah, I know. I understand you want to steal something and burn it down afterwards. That's both larceny and arsony. Larceny.
Okay, take a +1 for anything.
Right.
For
right.
Do you think you might be a good person to ask questions to?
I might know a thing or two about firebugs.
Okay. We'll come back to this later.
Okay. What about the other three? Anything while you're waiting?
Yeah, I asked Harlow if they're in any immediate danger.
I don't think. I don't think that I am.
Are you sure? Do you feel the presence of any curses?
Well, not in here, I think. Do I smell cursed?
No more than usual.
We do have, I think, the issue of figuring out how an entity's been split up and how we're going to try to reunite it to banish it. Is that anything you have heard about before?
Let me think. I'd like to try to use some past self magic to see if I have.
I'm gonna give you a +1 on this because you did a past self previously, when you were at the site of the parking lot to try to like get some sense of what to look for, right? And your past self was telling you look for what was here before is what you got, right? So I think just because you've already kind of primed that pump, go ahead and roll with a +1 on your past lives.
Cool. Okay, let's use magic. And I just did my weird. My weird is going up. We'll
Going
soon
up.
be able to
Ooh.
teleport correctly.
Woo!
Okay.
Okay, 10. Pretty good.
So you ask me some questions.
Yeah, okay. On our 10 or more, I get to ask 2. Okay. What did a past life discover about reuniting like fractured souls?
Okay.
And then I think the other is oh, I always like this. What important hidden secret can a past life show me the way to?
Okay. I think we flash back to it was a later time than the wandering kind of magic seeker. This Amoros at this point was full on like sage Amoros, right? Like you had gathered your library. You mostly set about studying magics and learning how they worked. In this particular case, you find yourself sitting in a really dusty but large library. There are lots of pages and attendants running around, and you catch yourself in the middle of like giving an instruction to go run down a specific tome as another page is running up to you with a big leather-bound book. You open it up and pretty quickly get to what you're looking for, which is one of the best ways to reunite a soul that has been split, right, is functionally like you read cases. It basically is the first-hand account of a person who pulled a lich, right? They split themselves into multiple phylacteries or several animals, and the only way to reunite the pieces of themselves would be to destroy the vessels that hold them, right? So the easiest way, if for a soul to be split, it has to be split and put into things. A soul cannot be split out in the world and have there be a bunch of different ghosts of the same person, right? It has to be anchored to something, specifically filling something, right? So the easiest way to reunite them all would be to destroy all of them, at which point the spirit would regain the pieces of itself. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what hidden secret? Hidden secret. There's in terms of your sense of time, you find yourself kind of from one blink to the next, you're still in that same library, but one of the pages who runs up to you is an old man now, right? An old wizened man with a long beard, where he feels like just a moment ago a young man. And he hands you a like scroll that you unfurl and settle yourself down to read. And this one tells the story of it was called the Ravenous Few, and it was a living ritual. And by that I mean somebody had created a ritual, it gathered onto a source of power, and it had perpetuated itself beyond whatever it was supposed to do. And was now in the world, moving through the world as this ritual, pulling people in to do it. Right? And your current self, that you feel this like moment of like the three of you in your head at once, as the younger, quote unquote, or the one from the earlier library is suggesting to you like this is important to what I was just looking at, and the one in the older library with the older page doesn't seem to be aware of, like, is just the one that's focused on the task, right? But that's the important secret that you uncover. You aren't exactly sure how it connects yet, right? But you feel, both of your past selves feel as if it does. Does that make sense?
I mean, no, but yes. Right. I pass along this information as it comes to me. And say, perhaps Awkward's visions might be a possible way forward. If the houses are the vessels, then burning them could reunite the soul.
Didn't Awkward make it real clear though that can't happen? That we need to stop it from burning down? I feel like that was made pretty clear.
Right.
But that means there's something else that's trying to destroy these homunculi.
Well, I mean, yeah, something broke the soul in the first place.
Yeah. But something else is trying to free it, or kill it, destroy it.
I'm going to imagine that whatever actually, or whoever actually killed Andrew Thistle is probably behind whatever's also now trying to burn down these houses and free and or destroy this soul. Can't imagine that, like, I mean, we all agree that that Andrew Thistle's death is a little suspicious. There's almost no way it ain't just a regular old cocaine overdose. I mean, that don't make no sense. He barely was a user in the first place. And then didn't even show up in the morgue. And I mean, that would have been required. So I mean, somebody's gone to great lengths to not just to get rid of Andrew Thistle, but to get rid of him on a, like, it seems like on an entire level.
Does the do you mention the ravenous few, Sean, when you're anything about that or living rituals dinging any bells for me?
I've fed Sean a few other pieces of information in DM just now about the other things that Sage you would have picked up.
I will look.
Give me an I think this one is probably an investigate a mystery. Because you're checking your phone and your million tabs of occult bullshit that's on one of the browsers on your phone. Okay, so you're looking for ravenous few and living ritual stuff. So what questions do you got for me?
Let's see. I have to pull up the thing. Hold on.
If you'd like Sean to interject with the stuff he's learned.
Yeah, if you've got that.
Yeah. It's a ritual about feeding a family of 8. And the ritual is like following their bloodline and has outgrown its original purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It is like a living magical entity, but it's not like it's not like an entity that was summoned to do a thing. It's just like the ritual, the energy to perform it. So it's like it's just magic doing. It's kind of like I don't know. The way I almost interpret it or make an analogy is a machine making paper clips. It's just doing the thing it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's just something that's in their bloodline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was done to do a thing, right, for their family, and then just became something else over time.
Yeah, it says it began as a right to feed in perpetuity.
To feed in perpetuity a family of 8. So
Oh,
a family
okay,
did it
okay,
to feed
okay.
themselves. All it was supposed
Okay.
to do was create food for them so that they would never have to get food for themselves, right?
Oh, so like what happens to Awkward?
You mean where he always seems to have something that he was looking for?
Yeah, what he needs all the time.
Harla, do you have questions for me?
Yes. Where did it go?
Huh. So with regards to the Ravenous Few, right?
Yeah.
I think you like you have to dig pretty deep here. But you don't find the name a Ravenous Few. You find what is probably several different like translations of it. You kind of realize that it's potentially possible that Amros wasn't speaking English and that the direct translation is something else, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you see a couple of like accounts of this thing. As far as you can tell, at some point it just stopped. Potentially because there was no way for it to continue what it was doing, or it ran out of power or something, right? It just sort of ceases at some point. It mostly sticks around for a long time as a kind of urban legend, and especially an Eastern European myth for quite a while is the last time you see it. And then it looks like it just kind of stops.
Okay. Right, and what happened?
What happened?
Yeah. What happened here, I guess, is the question. I guess I guess that would be like the question that's tying that previous information to its relevancy now.
Yeah. So drawing a couple things together, you can't say with 100% certainty, right? But if the premise is that like Andrew Thistle's soul is spread to all of these houses, that there's a piece of it in each house. If it is the case that you know that a huge magical working took place at that parking lot, sufficient to make the surrounding area a magical dead zone, right? Then it is possible, tying the two together, that what is left of Andrew Thistle is something like this Ravenous Few. A living ritual to do something, but that has gotten potentially out of control.
So we may need a jar or another homunculus to put the ritual in, I think. If we're able to detach it from the properties, it would need a place to go.
I think at this point, Awkward and Deb, you come walking in through the door.
Hey.
Things all here.
Hey, hi, and howdy.
We were just talking about what to do. We catch them up on.
Yep. Yeah, we do the
all the stuff.
do.
Yep.
It's the crossfade swipe, as everybody now knows everything else.
You're thinking like a mason jar, or what about a urn? Nobody uses urns anymore.
I think urn's kind of the most appropriate. I don't own any urns.
I disappear back to my apartment. I come back holding an urn, very old urn.
You go into the spare bedroom. You keep all of your fucking relics in the spare bedroom that like is bigger than Cam's whole apartment. Or Cam's old apartment, I should say.
I was gonna say, don't even have one.
Yeah, bigger than the truck.
This once held Ashanti the Wise before their fall.
Why do you have that?
I know this isn't really that important right now, but do you mean it held Ashanti the Wise before they fell from power, or it held Ashanti the Wise before it fell off the shelf and broke and you had to dustbuster them up?
Bingo.
Understood.
But as far as urns go, suitable.
I have an idea to maybe figure out a way to delay a charm for an exorcism and sort of like spiderweb thread them all together and try to get all the ghost pieces all out at the same time and then maybe into urn. That's the best I've got. We've got to get the soul out, and then we've got to have a place for it to go.
Well, it sounds like we've got a place for it to go. The question is, do you or does anybody A, know how to get it out of where it currently is, and B, how to get it into the vessel that we want it to go into?
I had some luck getting parts of the ghost out of different parts of the house for short periods, so if I can figure out a way to either make that longer or happen all at once and we butterfly net the fucker.
Do we have anything of his that belonged to him?
We got any more of that dust?
Ashanti's dust? Oh.
No, the Harlow, you made a compass out of dust of him,
out of his dirt. I mean, it's his grave dirt. I don't know if it's not him.
Okay,
Once we can find something that belongs, might be the best we have.
I mean, if I can use it again, I'll use it again. Or someone will have to go get fresh dirt. I don't know what we'll have to do. I know that in real magic we'd have to go get more dirt, but I don't know if you're going to make me go back to the graveyard to get more dirt.
All right, it sounds like we have a fair idea of how to lure them into the container, but getting them out of the houses, that's the big picture, the big problem.
I could teach you all how to do it.
Yeah, but there ain't 24 of us. We only got 2 done before they came back. So even if all of us did it, we're not going to be able to do it before they come back. No, anybody else feel like there's something else that's unresolved that might have an answer we're looking for? I think something in the way Thistle died. Do we know who found him? Well, supposedly he died of a cocaine overdose, but that don't seem to be the case.
Not based on what we've learned.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm thinking if we can find out more of what happened to him, that might point us towards someone who might know something. We might be able to find out something a little more substantial, a little more concrete, you know?
Mm-hmm. Do we know anyone else? I mean, maybe Drew's wife knew more about Andrew.
We can always, maybe. Do we think it's worth it speaking to any other homeowners?
Yeah, but we've had very hit or miss luck so far.
My luck has been bad lately. Then it appears we've hit our first wall. What to do about this man's soul?
I can get together some supplies and I can work on doing an exorcism that would be very, very large physically. But that will easily take at least as long as it would take to make independent circles around each house. I'm gonna go buy some salt.
I don't have any better ideas. I'll come along.
I'm about to buy a truly unholy amount of salt.
just so I'm clear, are you talking about like rock salt from the hardware store?
That could work.
While you're there, why don't you get 5 hard hats, 5 orange work vests, and some road cones.
I jot that down in my notes app and give you a thumbs up.
Yeah, just buy ourselves a little bit of time with the neighbors as we're running around from yard to yard in the neighborhood. The longer we look like we're there as some sort of official crew, more time we've got before they start asking questions we don't want to answer. Meanwhile,
hell yeah,
let's head back and see if we can't have some. Just because we've had bad luck with some neighbors doesn't mean we're gonna have bad luck with all the neighbors. And it sounds like we need some more information about how this man died.
Okay, so Harlow, well, there is a vehicle required unless Amros wants to blip to try to take you to do an angel wings again.
I got my own car around. My car has been left in this area. Oh wait, no, we're in the
you're in the hangar.
Christ.
Yeah.
Oh
you're a little ways away.
It's okay. You can take my car. We can drive Veronica.
I dropped the keys on my way out.
I pick up the keys on my way out.
Oh God. Okay, so you two are going to Home Depot.
Lowe's, thank you.
Sorry. Lowe's is right like a block down from Home Depot. We've been to the Home Depot before. It's good to diversify, so we established we have both. what about the other
Listen,
three?
I'm always going to a Lowe's. That's where I'm
fair.
safe.
We bought a bunch of rubber like wiring shit from and a cooler from Home Depot, I think. Okay, so the other three of you, it's getting to be evening time at this point. It's about 7 p.m. As you've been kind of talking things over, working through stuff. What are the three of you doing? Since Amaros and Harlow are on rock salt vests and cones mission.
Y'all have any better ideas than going back to Andrew Thistle's old neighborhood, asking some more questions?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how well those folks are going to know anybody, but are going to have known him.
Well, I mean, my guess. I'm sorry, go for it, Awkward.
Did we learn anything about this Detective Ben? I feel like that's an important lead. Because either he's directly involved, or someone's rich and or powerful enough to bribe a detective.
And you said he was destroying stuff?
I believe he set the fire, although the fire had already by the time. So if he didn't set the fire, he definitely has information about the fire.
And do we know why he wanted to burn down the library?
No. I know nothing about him.
Good a place as any to start. Actually, it seems. How do we find out more about it? I don't have the resources I used to have, and
well,
so if you got ideas, I'm all ears.
I mean, I can't. Yeah.
I don't know how legal this is necessarily, but we could say that we need to look for Detective Wylam because we have information about
you cut off at
which
the end
isn't
there.
Oh, okay. We need to see him because we need to report a crime. It's not a complete lie.
Well,
yeah, I like it.
Yeah, well, I hear you.
Do we think he's going to be at the? He'll probably be at the station, right?
Well, hold on one second.
Deb, you can think of a few problems with that.
Yeah.
You got a guy working on some stuff.
Well, I mean, in addition to having some people over there doing some things to keep you and Harlow out of trouble, if we go to the police station and say we've got a crime to report, we don't get to choose who we report the crime to. You know, if
well,
we
can always say that we can always say that we spoke to that detective at some point.
We can,
and we're here to speak to him. Like,
and we could also say
at a crime scene.
Understood.
We could also say he gave us a card and we have information for him.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I mean. I mean, I used to give out cards all the time. That was a little different because I was telling people to call my boss, but you know,
I don't have my usual contacts over there. They're otherwise occupied, but I still know one or two people on the force. Let me call over and just see if I can get some general information. Maybe we can get something that'll give us a little more insight as to angles we could work. Worst case scenario, we don't, and we go over there and tell them that you have his card or that we talked to him previously. Sound reasonable?
Yes.
Okay. I will call my friends on the force who are not cocaine cops and just see what I can get.
Ooh.
That's why I call Cocaine Cop.
God damn.
No. Oh no.
Okay. Deb, so you get you get a little bit of something, but you sense that the cost is probably pretty high. Which is you ask about this guy to one of your other contacts, one of your just
more legit contacts.
Yeah. You get stonewalled pretty quickly with why are you asking, right? And you your contact at Beeman PD says that probably better to ask somebody. Technically, the sheriff's department is also at PD headquarters.
Okay.
And they said if you've got somebody over with the sheriff, that'd be better to ask. You ask your contact over there, and probably worse than getting anything back, you get nothing. Like, you don't even get a response. The message shows as read, right? But you get left on read.
Well, that was almost entirely useless. Sounds like he's more associated with the sheriff's department than with the police department. It's a fine distinction since they both law enforcement and both operate out of the same building, but at least we know which side to go to. I guess we should head over.
Yeah. That's yeah.
Okay. So your play is to go to the station, right? Or are you trying to go to okay. So you're headed to the station. Anything the three of you on hard want to do? Or want to do in addition to? That'd be you and Harlow. You and Harlow. Or Amros and Harlow, since you're on Hardware Hunt.
Oh, okay.
Hardware Hunt. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't think so. I think that I will have brought enough of my own supplies besides the stupid amount of salt that I'll need.
So yeah, once you have all of your stuff loaded up into the back of Cam's car, what do you do next? What is your immediate I'm gonna drive to here plan?
The smash of bags of salt one after another, and then the slamming of two doors and the creaking of the cars. It's way loaded.
Yeah, Harlow doing a waddle of one, across your arms as you're walking, and Amros walking with two on each shoulder.
Hey,
Amros is strong, okay?
Yeah, so am I. What the fuck?
Those things are fucking heavy.
Yeah, you can haul them if you're grown.
I can. You only want to hold one. Can't hold 4.
Look, Cody's just using his own life experience.
Yeah. I've had to carry a big bag of salt or mulch or something, and I
have to stand up for my tiny guy. Just because he's short doesn't mean he can't work.
He's a short king.
It's a question of, do you want to carry 2 and maybe strain your shoulders?
Yes, this is the character I've made. He's a Boy Scout, fucker.
Yeah, you carry 2.
We carry a large amount of salt together.
You carry 2. The supernatural monster carries 4.
I give you my 4.
More weight.
You heard him.
I'm sorry. I made a a witch hunt joke. A Crucible joke.
I like the visual better of fucking Amaros, you've got like 8 of these or like 10 of these bags, and Amaros has like 5 of them. And the other 5, Harlow's like, I fucking got this. And Harlow does got it, but there is visible sweat as Harlow's like fucking hoisting them across both shoulders like a huge fucking stack of these salt things. Like, nope, I'm fine. Everything's good. Everything's good.
I sit down to the passenger seat and I take off my hat and I'm just sweat.
It's like I can goddamn do the thing. I'm not gonna be feeling great.
Hell yeah.
He got like 10 bags of rock salt, like he fucking a bunch of construction cones that are just now wedged in the back seat. Like 3 construction cones like wedged on top of the, I guess the construction
just under
vest.
our legs.
Yeah, you got, well, yeah, Amaros has like 1 in the lap. Most of the rock salt is in the trunk. Yeah, you are loaded for bear with all your miscellaneous bullshit. Where do you go now?
Yeah.
I'd let everyone know that we're gonna head over to the property, the fucking the
Where
development.
the houses are?
development. God, fucking
Yeah.
yes.
The-
Yeah.
It's property but big. It's what they
Yes,
call
yeah.
property when big.
Right. Just not the other property we were talking about. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go over to the development. And
wanna
I think
point
that
out-
we should meet there.
I just want to point out that you said Harlow gets in the passenger seat, which means Almers is driving.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I gave you. You
Yeah.
said that earlier.
Yeah.
You're driving.
Okay, I
Amorous.
appreciate it.
Amaros, act under pressure.
Yeah, no problem.
We got to see if Amaros has the yips after Amaros's big bump.
Act under pressure. Okay.
Woo!
Let's
Easy,
go.
Amaros. Like it. You now remember that you were driving some of the first automobiles to exist. Like you do know cars. It's just been a while because cars are kind of impractical for you to have a lot of the time. And like that was definitely a fluke when you wrapped Deb's van around. That was because it was a bad road, probably, right? She's a bit bumpy. You're good.
Deb's been taking me out. We've been training in a parking lot.
Uh-huh. You're really good at like donuts now.
I do some donuts while we're in a parking lot.
You do some donuts.
Yeah, and slaloming very slowly through some cones. Okay.
I scream the whole time.
Somewhere Cam is screaming also, doesn't know why.
Yeah, Cam, you just get a cold sweat, like, oh no.
Your brake foot
no.
itches.
Am I standing underneath a vent or something?
Okay, 3 of you headed to the police station. What is your play? What's your like approach here? The building itself, like the part of it that's PD, right? It's just the police is sort of more forward facing. Towards the back is where the sheriff is, and then there's a little like smaller jail. But probably like a more of a drunk tank kind of thing. Which I guess is just the classic sheriff's department jail thing. It's like, a little jail. What's your approach?
We just want to get any information about who this guy is.
Sure, he got his badge.
Hey, I mean, I've been working for an old agency for a long time, and so I may have forgotten some things, but like, can you look that stuff up online? Am I misremembering? Like, if we look that up online, is that a thing?
There's one way to find out.
Awkward, you realize like, oh, right, it has his ID number, right? When I gave it to you, I described his ID number on there. So as they're saying that, you're like, oh, yeah, probably.
I'll Google it. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, the public record is he is actually in the police department, which is strange given what Deb sort of uncovered with Deb's phone calls. He's only been on the force for 2 or 3 years, which is also a little strange how to you, Deb, it's a little strange that he'd be even junior detective already.
Mm-hmm.
There's not else a lot about him. He's a fairly tall guy. He's pretty young, early 20s. Pretty unremarkable, except for his career, which is, getting on the force. It suggests to you, Deb, that he knows someone. Cam, you get a similar vibe. Like there's some kind of nepotism that must have gotten him up that high, right? That fast. Or maybe he's a super cop. I guess it's always technically possible, but not in the real world.
You never know.
Yeah. Like, we're in Magic Town. He might be super cop, but,
It's Kung Fury.
But yeah, that's the stuff you can get without any kind of role, because all of that stuff is just publicly available, right? You could try to do some deeper roles to find out more about him from some digital sleuthing, but that's all the stuff that no role required. This is the public record about him that you could get with his badge number.
Would it be like investigate a mystery for the role?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try
any
that.
3 of you can do an investigative mystery if you want. You've got his name, you've got his badge number. There's quite a bit, because it's the internet, that you could maybe find out about him.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What questions do you got for me?
Oh my gosh.
Cam and Deb, do you want to? Or are you good with Awkward doing the Googling?
I do. Oh boy, do I want to try to just for now? I will assist if Deb wants to.
Okay.
Oh no, that's not what I was trying to.
I'm
do.
gonna
do help out.
You're gonna give me it. Oh wait. Yeah.
Before we do so, Deb, would you like to investigate? You have a little bit of a different eye than, right? So the information streams that you would get would be different.
Like, I'll do some Googling as well, but I think the other part of what I'm going to do is call whatever criminal contacts I've got in the area and just be like, dude, is this guy on anybody's radar? Like, why am I, know?
Yeah. So go ahead and do the help out roll, Cam. Cool. +2 to your investigative mystery, Deb.
Okay. And I think I will also add the one that I've got going forward.
Yeah, sure.
Larceny.
Yeah.
Which is good, because...
Did that calculate it really? Wow.
That's a 3 on the 2d6, but
it certainly
the help
is.
and all the...
Yeah, okay. You needed it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll let the two of you decide. Do you want to ask your question? Who wants to ask their question first? Like, Awkward, you want to ask one, then Deb asks one, then you ask one?
Yeah, or that.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah,
Adam?
absolutely.
Okay, cool.
So my question is, what is being concealed here? And the way that I'm trying to steer that is what connections does he have with that community?
So what I'll say is you don't see any obvious connections.
Okay.
You find his Facebook, and there's no suggestion that he's not even Facebook friends with you. You find his Facebook, then you go in the other direction and try to find the people who live in Thistlewinds and go through a few of them, right, to see if they're even 2 spaces removed from each other on Facebook, right? And he doesn't seem to be friends with anyone that you know of. There doesn't seem to be any obvious connection to Thistlewind's development.
Okay.
So I think that is an answer in itself. There isn't any obvious connections to anybody there.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How about you, Deb?
Yeah, I think
assuming you know what Awkward is
right,
that you guys are collaborating. Yeah.
I think, from whatever criminal contacts I've got, I'd want to know. I mean, the closest of the written questions is what sort of creature is it? But essentially, what I'm looking for is if you're a criminal contact and you've heard of this guy, there's some reason behind it. Why is he showing up on your radar screen?
Absolutely. You know that so funneling this down, you know that the sheriff you know this separately, right? Because you live near the police station for a reason. The sheriff for the Beeman Bay and the surrounding area, including a couple other towns nearby, is a man named Richard Bartsey. And when you ask your criminal contacts, pretty quickly, one of the things you find is that, like, oh yeah, no, he sends Ben Wylam to do shit, right?
Okay.
Like he uses this fucking kid to like basically do shakedowns on his behalf, right?
So this is his cocaine cop. Understood.
Kinda, right? Like this is he's junior detective, so that doesn't mean anything to criminals, right? Because he's never doing any fucking detectiving around them. But to them, they're very clear, like, oh, he's a crony, right? That would be how they view it. They'd be like, oh yeah, fuck that guy. That guy comes around and, pretends that he knows stuff about what we're doing, or like they've heard stories about, like, yeah, that guy went and, harassed somebody's family, and it's made understood to the criminals that, like, that means the sheriff's watching you, right? If fucking Ben Wylam's around, it means that the sheriff's keeping an eye on you.
And just so I'm clear, is this Richard Bartsey is not the sheriff?
He is the sheriff.
Oh, he is the sheriff. Got it.
Yeah.
Bartsey is the sheriff and Wylam is his lackey.
Got it.
Yeah. Wylam is his junior detective for Beeman PD, who is just his crony as far as your criminal contacts can tell.
How is the sheriff involved?
That is a good question.
Could you spell that Richard's last name for us?
Bartsy. Bartsy. Awkward. Do you have one more question for me?
Yeah, it's gonna be the same question but steered in a different direction, if that's okay. So seeing as how he's made so quick, there's got to be some like stories about him in the newspaper and whatnot. So I kind of want to like peruse some news stories to see that's where the what's being concealed here comes. Like, what can I parse from from the stories, like any shady deals or any leverage is kind of what I'm looking for.
What I can give you is it's not the most satisfying answer, which is that you dig to try to find, is there any kind of like armor is there any, like you said, like gap in the armor to get into, right? Is there anything about him? And you get a sense of like, there's just nothing about this guy. Like, he's probably just, this is his purpose, right? Is to be there to be nothing said about him officially, right? Because he's just supposed to do what the sheriff says. So he's not supposed to be the one going out and doing, arrests and stuff, because you don't want anybody really knowing about him. Like, at least you don't want the broader public, right? The only people who should know about him, at least as far as Deb can tell, are the people that the sheriff wants to know about him, right? So to you, that means that I think the piece of information you get from that is that there's probably a concerted effort by the sheriff to keep him under the radar. Like, that there is some engineering to that effect, right? To make sure he just doesn't show up anywhere in any stories or any, like, there are arrests, there are like murder investigations and stuff. You'd think he'd get tacked on somewhere, right? Now, granted, it's only been a few years, but you'd think like junior detective, he gets put, he's like the middle of a list of names, right? He just doesn't come up though, which makes you think probably maybe he's not actually doing anything on a day-to-day basis, right? He's not actually doing the job. But also there's some engineering to make it so he doesn't show up in the news.
Yeah.
Not exactly what you were looking for, but still a piece of information based off of what you didn't find, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cody?
This is all happening in the parking lot.
In Beeman
yeah.
Bay, is sheriff an appointed or elected position?
It would be elected, I think. And Bartsy has been sheriff for a long, long time. He's just kind of one of those guys, right?
Yeah. Got elected sheriff and has been running unopposed for a long time.
Yeah, probably a case of like, as far as you could tell, like grandfather was a sheriff. Like, this is sort of the family business, right? Is being sheriffs. It's weirdly quaint for a city that's kind of the size of Beeman Bay, right? Like it's a holdover from when Beeman Bay was smaller. But it's just one of those establishments that nobody has seen any reason to like run against him, right? Or do anything about it. And he seems him and his whole family seem fairly benign, at least according to what you can see from a cursory glance. So that was a ton of information. Very good information. Good way of going about it. What do you do with it? You are currently sitting in the public parking for what would probably the fastest way to get to the sheriff's department would be to park over by where you like pay bail to get people out of the drunk tank. So it'd be like a separate parking lot around the back to go like into that room where the person behind the money counter and the person behind the main counter are like getting ready. Somebody's probably just shown up for the first night shift.
Well, okay, it seems to me we probably don't need to go in there. I mean, we've kind of found out everything we need to know about Wylam. He is someone else's flunky, so we really need to find out information about the sheriff.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Do you think the sheriff is involved with the fire?
Well, it sounds like this Wylam dude whose wallet you found, he only does what the sheriff tells him to. He don't do shit on his own.
Yeah.
So if he was doing that, if he was lighting that fire in the library, he's doing it because the sheriff told him to. Or because he's trying to cover up that he fucked up something that the sheriff told him to do. But either way, the sheriff becomes the one pulling the strings. And yeah, I'm a little less inclined to walk into the sheriff's department and try to ask his people for information on him, because if he's got at least one of them under his thumb with Wylam, I imagine he's got others. I mean, could be he's got the entire sheriff department under that thumb, and then in which case, that's a little too much like walking right into the swamp to me.
Well, it sounds like the exercise we just did on Wylam, and we should start doing that on Sheriff Bartsy.
Yep.
Do you want to do some rolls to that effect while you're still in the parking lot?
Yeah,
or do you want to rendezvous with the rest?
I will help out awkward this time.
And I think I'll just start driving towards the others.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Help out roll. Sorry, I cut you off.
That +1 or +2?
It's still a +2, but I also expose myself to trouble or danger.
Sure do.
Ah, damn it. I want to look up scandals. So I guess that's going with what is being concealed here again. I want to see what trouble the sheriff's been in the past.
So this Sheriff Bartsy is clean. This Sheriff Bartsy's father, let's go with Pat Bartsy. he was notorious for bribery scandals to the point where he had to resign. And so there was a brief window where there wasn't a Bartzy and all.
Okay.
Very brief, because at this point, Richard was already an adult. But he had a big bribery scandal.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay, while the three of you are headed there, first we'll go to our hardware crew. At this point, while they have finished their investigation and are beginning their path there, you have arrived and have probably been at Thistlewind for about 10 to 15 minutes. At this point, it's about 8 p.m. What are you up to, Amaros and Harlow?
I've got big magic to start, and so I think I'm just laying circles in salt, and that's what I'm working on.
And so you're trying to do it around every single house, right?
I think that's the way that I'm writing the big magic of it, is like, yeah, like each independent spell will be connected with a thread to something in the middle, kind of thing.
Okay.
But it'll just take a lot of time to do all the prep work.
Amros, if you'd like to do a help out roll, because this is going to be an act under pressure roll, actually. It will, I think, do just another day. It will activate that, because the act under pressure here isn't about the magic. It's about doing the magic in a space where you're walking around people's homes at night and trying to get that done without it being a weird problem. Because a construction vest isn't going to work when somebody sees a high-low vest walking around their house at 8 p.m. at night. I don't think
without any other equipment. Yeah.
Just walking along, pouring some shit on the ground from a big sack they have over their shoulder. It's a weird vibe. It's just a matter of if you can pull it off with the prerequisite amount of stealth. So, Amros, if you want to interact with this, unless you can think of a different way to interact with it, the simplest way would be
I'll help out. I'll help out. If I hit on this, it's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. They get a +1, but I expose myself.
You what?
Yeah, Amaros.
Look, other people have been doing it tonight. If you've been paying attention.
Okay, give me that roll with the +1 roll. We'll resolve what happens with Amaros. So yeah, it'd be I think for you it's a weird roll, right? And it'd be +1 because of just another day.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to make it do the right thing. Okay, act under pressure 1. There we go. Aha!
Let's go.
Woo!
And do you have this one advanced?
No, not this one.
Got it. Okay. So yeah, I think realistically this is sufficient to get certainly probably like half of the houses addressed, right? Just from a time perspective, because it's big magic, it's my purview to break it up into however many pieces I want. So I'll say this is you hit 11 houses with this as you're doing the salt thing. The cost for Amros is give me a manipulate something. As you end up, there is only one house where Harlow gets snagged. It doesn't actually influence Harlow, right? But you did expose yourself in order to make it not Harlow's problem, which means you are doing cover to talk to them, right? And try to get
yes, baby.
Okay. What does it say on that failure? I gotta remember. Oh, it doesn't. That's tough. Yeah, Amaros, you are using your soothing voice, right? And what happens is you get drawn into there is this particular man, I name whatever, but he is very angry at you, right? And you start doing the soothing voice and he calms down. But then like as you start to walk away to try to catch back up with Harlow, he gets angry again, right? And so you switch tactics and try to be like, okay, maybe I'll just convince you that we're like, you show him the vest, right? And not buying it. And what happens is, in order to lock him down into this, right, you have to like go to dinner. Like while he's under the soothing voice, he's like, do you want to just come inside? And and invites you to like eat dinner with him and his family. But it means you are locked down into talking to this man so that he does not go into a fucking rage.
Yeah.
Right? Like
me and Kevin bro down.
Yeah, this is Kevin, and he's going to fly into a rage the second you stop talking to him for like longer than a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that is appropriate for the both the expose yourself to danger and then also the abject failure. Soothing voice is mechanically doing something, right? Like you are stopping the bomb from going off, but you can't get away from it. You just got to keep talking.
Oh yeah, please. I will have another piece of cake. Yes.
It's just like fucking like Bill keeps getting the promotions before me. I think it's just because he's the boss's kid. It's fucking bullshit.
It's nepotism. These things. It's difficult.
And like, I just wish it. Like I wish my kid was better at sports. To be honest, because like I don't have anything in common with.
Well, I guess it's about time.
Yeah, this is like I will say, Harlow, you finish. The rest of them show up. You finish this pretty quickly. At this point, the rest of them show up while you are in the middle. Harlow, it's going to take you till about midnight. Cool. To partially, you're doing it quietly, right? And doing it a little bit at a time so that you don't get caught, right? So your act under pressure here is more about applying your will and focus over a long period of time without making mistakes. And while also managing not being seen as much as possible, right?
Yeah.
So you pull it off. But this does mean that Cam, Deb, and Awkward show up not very long after you have started, right? Like you're probably on the third house. Amros has just walked inside to the beginning of the dinner. Meeting his kid Susie, meeting his wife Deborah.
Mm-hmm.
Different Deborah.
I tuck Susie into bed.
Yeah.
Read her a little bedtime story.
Yeah.
Artemis I tell her about
up and sleeps at her feet.
Yep. I tell her all about Ashanti.
As you do that, you hear from downstairs, fucking Kevin go, "Wait, that fucking asshole was outside of our house." As you realize, oh shit, it wore off.
Brush your teeth.
So what do the other three of you do? Amoros is currently engaged in defusing a social bomb. Harlow seems very, very focused on this, like layering salt correctly. What do the three of you do as you pull up? Assuming coordination, you see Amros go into a house and doesn't come back out. And you see Harlow finish a third house and walk back to the street to set up cones at the next.
Hey, anything you need me to do? Anything I can help with? We found a bunch of stuff, but I mean, it's all important. I just don't think it helps what you're doing right here.
Yeah, I could use some extra hands if you could take this bit of string and tie it to that marker over there and then run it to the point in the middle of the road right there where I've got that other cone.
Sure can. No problem.
Woohoo!
I don't even know if this is investigative mystery, but I just want to hop on the internet and check out a hunt. I want to see if there's a public record of where Sheriff Bartsey lives.
Sure. As far as you can tell, he lives over here in a small suburb.
Hold on, let me shrink. Can you ping that again? Okay.
Near the Home Depot.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be publicly available, so no problem.
Yeah, great. I just wanted to make sure we weren't going to run into him when we were salting the yards of these houses.
Yeah. Yeah, if you continue on this, then midnight comes and you have finished about half. Do you continue with the rest of them? Amaros, at this point you are let you finally, like, he has to go to sleep, right? He's got work in the morning. Kevin's got to get up and go back to the
Yeah, I'm tucking him in now.
Yeah, you continue your soothing until he falls asleep and you're like, got to get the fuck out of here. This is a nightmare. At this point, you have no idea where they are, right? They've kept going. You're at the third house, stuck.
Hell yeah, I step out. I don't see anyone, and I just teleport to Harlow.
Yeah. You consider following the salt for like a microsecond before you're like, wait, I could just go there. Yeah, you appear next to Harlow. Harlow, you almost fuck up like pretty close to the last one. You're like,
my incantation gets really loud as I try not to scream and stop.
You see one of the lights upstairs in the house that you're doing comes on and then shuts back off as you both freeze. Okay, it's
Sorry,
about... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, sorry, I got caught up in something. I got caught up in
how's your new boyfriend?
I got caught up with the Reynolds.
I think if I can, I would tell everybody, like, if I can stay here all night and keep this up, but I mean, then I'll have been doing this all night.
I mean, I'll hang with you and get it done with you.
Hell yeah.
I mean, what's the alternative?
Going home and sleeping and coming back in the morning.
And you think all the salt circles will still be here?
I don't know. We can stay. It'll just be, maybe dawn by the time it's ready.
Good time for magic.
Not a great time for moon magic.
Well, then we better get a move on. How do I help?
We better get a moon on.
God damn it.
Oh, don't mind him. He's just in one of his phases.
We probably get a lot more covered if we split up. So Deb and I will go this way.
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay. Yeah, Deb and Awkward peel off. I assume you're gonna do... One of you is going to do a help out to Harlow as Harlow continues this task, right? That's between Cam and Amaros, as the two of you
I think
aren't going somewhere else.
Was that what Cam's role was, or was that a different one?
Oh,
was that for this? Sorry, I was...
Yeah, that was...
Yeah.
How can I help you do this magic? And then...
Yeah, we'll call that in the explanation there, that means that you can help Harlow for this the second shift. Harlow,
Yay.
give me it's gonna be a +1 because I think a little bit of fatigue is happening, right? And it's not from the sleep deprivation, it's from the being precise for this amount of time, right?
Absolutely.
It's starting to wear a little.
Woo, that feels right.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, because it's technically we did use magic, but it's act under pressure to finish the salt circle.
Oh shit.
Which
Yeah,
really
yeah.
it's fine because the roll is the same.
You're right.
So it's going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay. So with the way things currently stand, if you want to finish by sunrise, you can probably make something that will be a little more temporary, right? That will at least buy you time. But the vessel itself won't be a permanent solution unless you wait until the next sundown and try it by the light of the moon.
Gotcha.
You're basically running against, you kind of put it in your own head, right? Not the best for moon magic. And that kind of that tripped you up a little bit, right? It started to make you take a little long, right? You realize the sun is, and you're getting close. You're at like 20, and you know that sunrise is going to happen pretty soon. And by the point you have to make like a frank decision about it, right? It's I can do it, but it's going to be a less strong version of what I intended. Or I can wait till the moon rises again and do it. You would you'd be doing the roll then, but it would be exactly the way you wanted it to be, right? As you accidentally sort of manifest the problem into your own head.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think what I'm gonna do while thinking about that and considering the fragility of the vessel we've chosen and that it technically has already been a possessed vessel in some capacity, I'm going to stick with doing it fast and doing it shit. And while I'm doing it that way, I will explain that we will need another vessel when this urn breaks.
Yeah,
and there's no if, it's when.
Yeah, what you're running up against is because of the nature of the big magic, right? You know it will be temporary, and you do not know what will happen, right? Will everything return to the houses? Will something worse happen? You have no idea other than the vessel will be temporary, but it will buy you time. You don't know how much time, right? Probably you don't know how many midnights you get before it breaks, right? But you know you will have protected the people in the houses for some amount of time. You will have bought yourself some time.
Fuck yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
let's do that.
So, Cam, do you want to do another help out roll? This is for the actual use magic for the big magic.
Sure can.
Harlow, this will also be at a -1. Same reason as before.
Hell yeah.
You're trying now to get this done before people start to come outside into their yard, as you are gathering up all of the salt lines and strings into the central position to try to channel everything into this urn. So
gotcha.
tell me what it looks like when you pull this off. I think at this point, because we'll cover in a second. Actually, before we do that, just to build the suspense, actually, because I like this. Hey, Awkward and Deb, what are you doing while these three get shit done?
Let me ask you a quick question first. Say Awkward. Did you bring a bag of salt?
No, but we probably won't need it.
Yeah, that's sort of what I figured. What you got in mind?
Yeah, I will put a hand on her back, which is funny because it's probably
yeah.
And then turn a quick. Okay, so let's just say I have these urges from time to time, And normally it's not that big of a deal. However,
listen, awkward. I'm really flattered, but
okay.
now's not the time.
He blushes. Right, but it might be. Sorry, going the wrong way. The if I don't listen to the urges, though, remember that time that I lost my power
Mm-hmm.
to you guys, and you guys were super. But like, let's more of
You're
use
cutting
to you
out a
guys
little
when I
bit,
had.
Doug.
Oh, my bad. But I'm definitely more of a use to you guys when I have my. Did you guys hear that last part?
It cut out just the very end of what you said.
Okay,
when I'm yeah.
Here's the thing: if I don't listen to the urges, I lose my abilities. So I need to burn something down really quick, and not get caught, preferably.
Understood.
And I was hoping for something like a treehouse or something innocuous, but I am open to suggestions. I also think this is the perfect area because things tend to happen here, and people have learned to accept it and not ask too many questions.
Yeah, no problem. I want to look around. I guess it's man, what's a good diversion under this situation?
Okay.
All right. When you say burn something down, how do the rules work? Does it need to be burned down to the ground to ash? Does it just need to be ruined? Does it just need to burn a little bit? Do you have any idea?
I'm not exactly sure. However, I get the feeling that it at least. I don't think if I just like created some scorch marks.
Right. I understand. Well, first things first. Well, how much time do we have before we got to do this?
I don't know for sure, but the clock's ticking, and the sooner the better.
Well, they're going to be wrapped up making these circles for a while. Let's get out of this neighborhood so that whatever we do, if we do get caught, we won't be drawing attention to them, but rather away from them. Make sense?
That's smart.
Excellent. I'm going to drive around to I want to find a location where there's some bullshit McMansion subdivision being built.
Like a newer one, right?
Yeah, like things are under construction. There are half finished homes around.
Yeah. So essentially like where you just left, but more in development.
Right.
Okay. Let's see, what kind of role? I think I could see a way that read a bad situation could apply here.
Okay.
To your benefit. You would get a +1 for driving. And Awkward's free to help out if Awkward feels like trying a cool role.
Jinx.
True. I guess you do have your other. You have a second thing on Jinx, right? Because you yeah, okay. So you get a +1, and then a +1 because you're driving.
Let's see. There we go.
Okay, so that's a +1 from that and a +1 from driving, so a +2 total.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. I think this one is like what's most vulnerable to me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the other questions would be useful to you, but when it comes down to it, what you're asking for is what's the most vulnerable house to me.
Yeah.
This quest takes you both, let's see. I think over here where it's much less of a development and more of just a couple of houses.
Okay.
Like not as much of a concentrated, 24 of these big houses on a piece of. There is one of them is already finished and is a little ways, like the neighbor wise, they're a little bit further away from each other.
Okay.
The previous one. The one you find though, covered in those like Remax things, right?
Yeah.
Is still very much in development.
Yeah.
It has all 4 walls, but they, like I said, they're currently covered in that like Remax tarping, and the inside looks like it's finished.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. Any power tools lying around, or a shed that has power tools in it, is what I'm looking for.
What power tool are you looking
for? Doesn't matter. Just needs to be power tool.
Can I roll prepared?
Sure.
Sure. There we go. Hey, I have it.
Yeah, so here's how I'm going to play this out, right? Deb, what is the power tool you are looking for exactly? What would be the perfect tool for this job?
The tool itself doesn't really matter. What matters is that it's got to be, it can't be battery powered or gas powered. It's got to be plugged in, because I'm going to shave down the insulation on the cord, leave it in a pile of leaves, and then plug it in, and then tell Awkward to light the thing. Light the pile of leaves and light the house on fire, so that at least there's 12 hours where someone says like, oh, this might not be straight up arson. It might be that some idiot left their power tool plugged in here.
Got it. Okay, the way I'm going to litigate this is like Awkward. From your perspective, Deb, you see Awkward look around vaguely for a second, walk around the side of the house. Awkward, you immediately find you weren't looking for this, right? You just you like stumble into, let's say, because you're looking for something with a cord, right? That's preferably plugged into it would have to be plugged into a generator, right, to have electricity so that the sparks could happen, right?
Presumably, or if they've got the interior of the house.
Yeah.
If it's already wrapped in the stuff, they've probably got power to the house, and that's how they're doing things at this point.
Yeah, so you find Awkward as you walk around the side. You see there's a cord leaning in, and then there is what looks like a pressure washer for some reason on the side of the house. But the cord is plugged, like they've left it here, and they've left it plugged into a cord on the inside. It's going through there's no door, right? But there's a way. And it's going through and plugging into one of the outlets inside. And from your perspective, you're like, oh, this is useful. I think maybe it's a pressure washer, which is maybe the opposite of what. But you drag it around, Deb, and so from your perspective, you see Awkward round the corner as you're trying to work through in your mind, Deb. Right? Like, I think I need something like this. Deb Awkward with his hand on the handle drags it around the cord behind it.
Yeah, fucking great. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, Adam, don't know how a pressure washer works, but I imagine building up all of that pressure, there's probably something that requires some lubrication, so there's probably some oil in there as well, right?
Yes. So the way a pressure washer, for one that's actually like plugged in, right? It's just an electrical, like it's got an electrical, it has to be plugged into.
Yeah.
But it does, inside of it, they always do kind of smell like gasoline.
Yeah, that's perfect.
From whatever the.
I'm going to use my knowledge of engines to like unscrew whatever I need to unscrew, so that now not only are there sparks, but it's leaking oil.
Actually, better yet, because they do make these, this is one that's like designed to. It can either be gasoline or electricity.
Great. Perfect.
And you open it up, and it looks like they thought it was gas, right? And that's why they plugged it in. But there's still a little bit of gas in the bottom.
Great. Yeah. Basically, I'm just doing everything I can to make it look like they were careless with their material, and then I'll tell Awkward to light it up.
Okay. Deb, because this is mostly you setting all of this up, I am going to ask for an act under pressure roll.
Thank God.
But it's going to be a +1. So I'm going to give you a few things here. +1 because Awkward found you the perfect tool for the job, right?
Yeah.
And then +1 because this is from your read a bad situation.
Okay.
What is most vulnerable to you, right? And that is still ongoing. So it's a +2 in total to this act under.
Great. Here we go. Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. Ooh, you guys are flirting with it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or a price to pay. I always like a hard choice. A hard choice with a worse outcome being kind of the loaded thing, right? So what I'm going to say is that if you want this to if you want it to look more like an accident, it's going to take you a bit more time, right? So it'll take you to maybe, instead of being you started this at about midnight, so it'd probably take you till about morning to get this done. If you want it to look like an accident. If you don't, and you just want to kind of force it, there are a few things. If you give up on the making it look like one person's negligence, you could get it done a lot faster. And you could also, because you can make it, there's no way to it would lead back to you anyway. It's just a matter of how much do you care, right? So it's not the hardest choice to make necessarily. It's the Deb realizing I can just brute force this because I'm good at this, or I can do it the right way. And
no, I think, given that I know how long it's going to take the other team to do things, I'm going to make sure this is done right. It sounds like we'll both finish up at about the same time.
Yeah. Awkward, from your perspective, this involves a lot of pacing, as Deb is very carefully pulling apart the wires, right? Has unplugged the thing, pulls apart the wires, plugs it back in to see what it'll do, realizes it's not quite right? Like, Deb keeps trying to start smaller fires with the exposed end after each time you plug it in. And it takes Deb, it takes how long it takes to use, so you're kind of locked in, right? Awkward, you're losing your fucking mind. As you're pacing around, you're constantly looking up and down the road, right? You pull out your phone a couple times until you panic and realize that the light from the phone might be the only light from anywhere nearby. And so then you realize, fuck, I don't even have my phone. What do you do for the night as you are just pacing around waiting?
I don't know if I do anything in particular or anything of notice, but I'm definitely bothering Dev the entire time, going over the plan again, asking details, just being really fucking annoying, just because I'm so
awkward,
anxious and on edge.
Awkward. Go into the minivan. There's a lockbox under the passenger seat, the shotgun seat. 327. Pull out one of those phones. They're all old Nokias. You can play Snake till your heart's content.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
Perfect. The way this will finish or conclude is that Awkward, you have to be the one to plug it in.
Yeah.
Because Deb can set it up, but it's your intention, right? You have to be the one that decides to do the thing at the last minute, right?
I have to actually set the fire.
Yep. With that done, you both pull away. There is the very beginnings of a very small fire not quite licking the edge of the structure yet, but in due time. It is still early enough in the morning that it will be at least another hour, maybe, until the first, if they're even working on it today, right? Maybe you'll get lucky and nobody will show up today at all. And so, yeah, you drive conspicuously, having been gone for the evening, though potentially only Amaros might immediately know, because Cam is hardcore focusing on Harlow's shit, and Harlow is deep in it. So Amaros, while you're kind of standing around like keeping watch, you do see the two of them slink off at some point. Though it also occurs to me, Amaros is the only other one who knows about Awkward's Awkward side mission. Anything you want to do, Amaros? I think you're muted, by the way.
I do know about the side mission.
Yeah.
Right. No, I mean they can go off and do their thing. Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're helping. The help out has already occurred. You know, the doing is happening. Yeah, I don't think I'm doing anything in particular. You know, like, yeah, I'll keep watch and help if, like, you know, I'm looking to run interference should anybody, you know, approach us in the time.
Okay. No big problems. Morning comes. You guys arrive as Harlow is finishing up. Harlow, I've made you wait long enough. First, describe to me what the actual, like, you know, completion, what it is to finish this working. Right. And then we'll have you do that use magic roll with a +1 total for canceling out the -1, and then Cam's +2.
Okay. So in the road where I have this cone marker set up, I've got, like, around the cone a small circle with some candles that have been burning all night, north, east, south, and west. And the, like, anchor points of the string, I am tying them all together. I'm using, like, knot magic to literally bind the quote unquote circles distantly to this one here. And then I will encant an exorcism.
Do that roll.
And how many what was the modifier again?
Yeah, the net is a +1.
Okay.
Hey, we take these.
Yeah, it's still a success.
8 is great.
So, yeah, we're gonna call it, like, for use magic purposes, right? Normally there'd be set glitches that can occur, etc. In your case, I think what this is going to take to keep it locked down, right, isn't the most ideal situation for you, which is that you are going to need to keep your hand similar to that bottle, right, that you were using to locate, right? You're going to have to keep your hands on this. Basically, you're going to need to keep the urn powered. And to do that, you'll need to keep contact with it.
Okay.
At least one hand, but preferably two. But it's a success. All of you see the salt lines first glow, and then each individually catch fire, seeming to all at once. There's no, like, you know, point where it starts. It seems like every single house, there's a ring of fire around it that races back towards Harlow as it races up Harlow's, like, working into the urn, as the lid like pops off of it with, like, a sort of a thud. All of the fire swirls up and into the urn, and then the lid basically lifts itself back up and slams back down on top. There is now no more salt, right? It is all burnt up in a moment. Burn up more like flour than salt. For those of you who've seen flour on fire.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah. Flour is very flammable. And this salt just went up like that is supposed to. Harley, you are holding an urn that like it isn't really very comfortable to hold. It vibrates to the point where it almost feels like you are hanging on to like a phone that's constantly vibrating. You know, you get that like sort of after, like it's just the constant stimuli, right, is like starting to cause like numbness in your hands, right? And that's just from a few seconds. Yeah. You've got this urn.
I'll take the cord that I've made and I will tie that around the mouth of the jar, and I'll just lug it around.
All right.
Okay, so it's in here. Did one of you find something else we can put it in?
I mean, I might have some Tupperware back home.
Okay, I'm gonna go sit in the back of the car and seatbelt us both back there, and you guys can drive us wherever we're gonna go. And hopefully, when this ghost maybe escapes, it doesn't go right into one of us. So,
I've got Veronica here. You can just put it back there.
I can't. I don't think I should put it down anywhere.
Well,
It'll
I mean,
be
the two
me
of
and
you
Drew
can
for a
get,
bit.
yeah, the two of you can get in the back there, and then if it busts out of the jar, well, it'll be detained for a while.
Would putting the jar in there stop the jar from containing it, thus releasing it?
What?
Well, doesn't his thing turn things off?
Oh, the truck bed?
Yeah.
If we put it in the truck bed, maybe.
That's what he's talking about, right?
Oh, I was just thinking
I
the
got
back.
the monster cage.
Yeah, you've got the monster cage, which is
it's designed
functionally
to contain monsters.
Yeah, it's functionally a magical Faraday cage. So
because we put the sword back there, and it was still a magic sword.
It's a good thought. It probably would be okay because you're containing both entities. You're not shutting, like, you're basically stopping the inside from communicating with the outside world, or vice versa.
All right, if it's not gonna explode my jar, then
do you climb back in there with it, or do you try to set it down?
I'm definitely not setting it down. I'm like sitting with it between my legs.
You do very visibly feel a lot less discomfort holding it in the back of the truck.
Okay.
But you look around and everything is a lot less rich and colorful as you like look past the wooden bars of the truck.
Kind of attempt to suppress vomiting and just close my eyes and try to take a nap. I'm tired.
Yeah, it's been a long night. So as a group, are you headed all as one to storage unit or to somewhere?
Well, if the idea is to find another, we're thinking more permanent kind of container, maybe. Yeah, where would we find such objects?
Carla, where would we find such objects? You're sort of our expert on this.
We can go anywhere we can find. I mean, a Tupperware store. I'm beat.
I know what we can do. I'll drive to the closest convenience store, buy a big thing of Mr. Coffee. Take the top off it and dump the coffee out in the hair.
Okay. So at this point, I'm going to assume at this point that you have gone back to the storage unit first to collect yourselves, to figure out what's going on. Is that fair, or does anybody want to? Deb, do you want to have peeled off to go grab that and meet them there with it?
I'll peel off to grab that, and anyone's welcome to come with me. I'm not doing this in a secretive fashion, but while I'm doing it, I'm also just gonna turn on the radio, see if I hear anything about fire in the development we started, and if not, maybe make a call or two and just say, hey, like I heard there was a big fire at the library. Was that it? Have there been more fires this evening?
No official chatter.
Okay.
Who is going with Deb to the gas station versus who is going in the truck with Cam and Harlow?
I'll go to the gas station.
Okay, Awkward's with Deb again. What about you, Amaros?
I'm with Harlow. I was told they were in danger.
Okay. So, Harlow, you said your intention was to try to nod off as you went back to the storage unit, right?
Yeah. I think I've got I'm literally sitting with the urn between my crossed legs and my arms around it, and my wrists held together, and then just head against it and passing out.
Yeah, I think unfortunately, Harlow, you don't really get any sleep. And what you get instead, we, the audience, because we've seen it, you haven't seen it before, but you, I think, had heard Awkward describe it. You see the same sequence that Awkward saw, that a house being made, a house burning down, nothing left but the foundation, and then nothing left at all of the foundation, and just a field. And it's almost like an intrusive set of images. Just every time you start to relax, it reasserts itself. It doesn't feel it doesn't have the same weight as when it hit Awkward, something screaming, but it's just almost like something just whispering to you every time you lower fences to try to nod off, right? This sequence of images over and over.
I want to make sure I've got it right. It's the house being built, burned to the foundation, then the foundation destroyed?
Yep.
Okay.
And then a field left.
Okay.
Okay. I will say at this point, you three arrive first, while Deb and Awkward. So you've got a few moments once you pull into the hangar, where it's just the three of you. Anything you want to do before Deb and Awkward get there?
How you holding up back there?
I'm seeing visions, and I don't think it's sleep deprivation related.
Okay.
Are you able to discern reality from these visions?
What sort of vision?
I'm seeing a house being made and then destroyed by fire. Hold on. I'll pull out the book that I picked up at the Mystic store and see if I can find anything about like visions and fire, just to get the ball rolling.
Are you
You
trying
think that
to?
might be?
Go
You
ahead.
think that might be Andrew describing like the house? He had a house. It burned down. That might be why there's a parking lot now. Ain't nothing left, just the lot.
Right. I wonder if he's asking us to bring the lot to its final state. Give the lot its rest.
Maybe take him there.
We could try that. I kind of wrap my knuckles like very lightly on the glass or on the urn to see if it like responds.
Yeah, there's no like the way the containment on it is working is such that there's no way to communicate anything other than this kind of intrusive whisper. It's fairly well locked down in that way, right? Your intention wasn't really to let it communicate outward anyway. It's just able to do so. The two others, is there anything you two talk about in the Deb is Awkward and Deb, that is.
I don't know if Awkward says anything, but he's sweating bullets.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty focused on finding out if this house has actually been set on fire. And every time I don't get confirmation that it's set on fire, like I don't say, it's not necessarily directed at Awkward, but he's the only other person in the car, and so when I'm saying it out loud, I'm just like, I'm sure the authorities just haven't found it yet. It'll be fine.
So it is about 8 a.m., let's say, as you are all now gathered together in camp storage unit. You have brought the coffee, the giant coffee container.
Okay.
Andrew Thistle likes bowling.
Oh, this is like that movie we watched.
Put my finger on my nose and finger on my other hand. I point at Almrost.
So I've got to make a transfer from jar to can, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. I gotta do another exorcism. Does it count as an exorcism if you're throwing the ghost out of inanimate objects?
Can you just fit that first vessel in the whole vessel in the can? Does that work?
No, the vessel's huge. The vessel's like 2 feet tall. I pulled that number out of it. Was supposed to be, it was large, as cumbersome as, right?
I think that makes sense. The type of urn I would have would be a ceremonial
ornate urn.
Damn.
Yeah.
It was thick. Who knew?
I guess like an actual Egyptian urn wouldn't be that big, but yeah,
we got a big urn.
This particular transfer is
it's not quite big magic.
It's not quite big magic. It's not quite a use magic. Somewhere in between, which is to say, I think the only part of the big magic that it will take for you is time, because you're trying to, it's like doing, if you could take an entire day to do surgery, right? And there was no time constraints. That's kind of what you're up against, right? You're trying to do something. It will just take a lot of time to do it very carefully, right? As you're kind of loosening the binding vessel and slowly pushing the energy over to the other, right? It's kind of the equivalent of trying to move a bunch of water from one bucket to another with your hand,
Yeah,
Is
that's
probably the best
exact.
way
I
of
was
describing
literally
it.
picturing it as like leaning this one into a water theme and like
Yes.
trying to make it flow, but it's not gonna.
Yeah, it just takes. It's gonna take a long time. You don't really have the right tools. You don't really have the mental wherewithal, like, unless you take
So
some
fucking
time before.
tired.
Yeah, you're kind of just scattered. So you could do it, but it's gonna take a while.
If you take me to my apartment, I can take a nap with the urn, and then I think I'll be able to do it right after.
I mean, I can do that.
I mean, if that's what you need.
It's a good start.
Harlow, I will say, as you get out of the truck, your hands immediately start to vibrate and feeling like the physical like sensations from this thing immediately reassert themselves. To where you're like, oh shit. Yeah, right. That's right. The mental part, I forgot about this fucking shit. What's the plan?
Get a Harlow what they need.
Do we want to swing by the lot on the way, see if that helps that thing?
I think that's a good
Calms it
idea. We can
down?
give it a shot. Maybe that'll give us even just another vision, another idea.
All right.
I'm trying to find Harlow's apartment on here. I assume it's over by Bob's Bean House.
Yeah, where did it go?
It's over here.
Oh, Harlow's house. It just
Oh,
I moved the label.
It blurred into Bob's Bean House for me. That's
Yeah,
all.
it's just I accidentally probably at some point snagged the when I was group. I have forgotten continually to put a lot of this on the map layer, so I keep accidentally grabbing it.
Cool. Yeah,
So
to the lot.
Are you going in all one vehicle, like truck and van?
I think truck and van.
Okay.
I gotta drive Veronica no matter what.
Yep. So we got Veronica in the lead. Who's in the car with Cam? Besides, obviously, Harlow's in the back.
I'll be with them.
Okay. That leaves Awkward and Deb in the in the other car again.
Dream team.
Yep. It's one of those episodes, right, where it's like they pair people off and then they just keep pairing them because we haven't seen these two interact a ton.
Right.
Okay. Anything anybody wants to do while you're on the way over? Bearing in mind, like now it's been over 24 hours for some of you since you slept. Some of you are better acquainted with this feeling than others, probably, or better able. Like Cam is probably fine. Deb, I think, is probably fine. I mean, Amaros, you're probably okay, but just like,
Okay.
like
Yeah, sleep is good. I do enjoy it.
Really, probably just Harlow and Awkward. Mostly for you, Harlow, it's not just a sleepless night. It's actually, this is the case for both of you. It's a stressful night, right?
Yeah.
It's not a normal.
Working.
It's not a normal. I just fucked around all night. It's
being up all night is one thing. Working all night is an entirely different
brutal.
thing.
So how are you so I know, Harlow, you're kind of just locked in. You're matching wills with this thing. You're focusing on what you're going to have to try to do. Awkward, what are you doing?
Nothing. Oh wait, are we there already?
Not yet.
Okay, on the drive, I'm not doing anything.
Okay.
Knowing that Awkward is having an anxiety-filled evening and there's lots of stress, this seems the perfect time to ask, hey, Awkward, what's
Yeah.
going on with you and Cam?
What?
I
He
mean,
blushes.
I wasn't born yesterday. I see the way you look at Cam.
Nothing.
Is that because you want there to be nothing?
Oh God. I don't. It's I just don't have luck with these kinds of things. My name's Awkward, so that's not exactly Casanova level stuff.
Darling, I got news for you. That's all in your head. You make your own luck.
I actually think that's very true, but I don't think you're talking about my abilities right now.
I think you've got more abilities than you know, hon.
Awkward. As if in response, you smell smoke. You feel your skin feels very, very hot for a moment, and in your head you hear a voice say, "Good job."
And then Deb just sees him sigh a big sigh of relief.
Yeah. To be clear, that is me telling you, Doug, that you have a way of verifying this that Deb does not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a sword of Damocles that will say "good job" or "I'm sorry, you didn't quite pull it off."
Try again.
Yeah, try again, bud.
Hey, good news, we don't have to set any more fires.
Oh. Well, okay. It did bring back some good times though, so thank you.
What's that?
No, I mean, I made the whole thing up on the spot and was just lucky that it worked.
Okay, well, I feel like it's probably best not to ask any more questions about that. Thank you for your help.
Anytime.
You all arrive at the parking lot. It looks much the way it did before. It's got a sort of with like grass in the center of it, but otherwise it is a oval of parking with a few signs nearby saying like development coming soon, yada yada yada.
I'll wiggle out of the back of the truck with the urn and try to bring it to a place on the property and set it down.
Yeah,
I'll still hold it, but just like put it in contact with the ground.
The effect
what
to
are the
you, Harlow,
signs made out of?
Wood. Okay. Well, like wood and like that, like I don't know what to call it. Some of the, I guess one of them is probably
the posts
that,
are
like,
wood though. That's the important.
Yeah,
thing.
the posts are wood. The middle part is like that thin metal stuff that they use for signs sometimes. Harlow, the effect for you is weird as your sight is kind of dimmed inside of the cage, right? As you get out though and enter into this magical dead zone, your like ears pop again. So it's like one sense one sense coming back online while the other one like flicks off.
He just has a look on his face like he's like disgusted.
Yeah. Anything anybody wants to do? I assume you asked me that question for a reason.
Sure did. I'm gonna hook the truck to the signs. I'm gonna pull it down.
Okay. Yeah, they are not very big, right? So easy to pull down.
Throw them in the back of the truck.
What? I'm just getting this shit out of here. Ain't nothing getting built here. Come
on. Any response? Like, I guess I'm looking to see if I get any other impressions, but I'll ask Awkward if he wants to come see if he can sense anything as well.
Oh, sure.
So, because of the way this is working, let's go to Deb, Cam, and Amaros. Is there anything else you three would like to do while these two are doing their magical weird bullshit?
Nope, just sort of keeping an eye out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have anything I can think of doing.
Okay, so what I was saying was we got a tune-in roll is what I'm going to ask for from Awkward, and a read a bad situation from Harlow. If you would like to do a roll, you always are free to say no.
All right.
Scared to, but I will do it.
Conquer your fears.
Yep. And bam. Holy shit.
What?
Good God.
What?
Too bad that's not advanced.
Okay. Is yours advanced, Harlow?
Yeah.
Read a bad situation.
Yes.
It is.
Wait, no. Investigate a mystery is mine.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
So let's go with the tune-in first. Give me those questions. Awkward.
I'm tuning into the monster, I take it?
Yep. It is probably the easiest case of it you've ever had to do, considering it's literally right there.
Yeah. I don't want to ask where the creature is right now because I'm assuming I can see it, right?
Well, with the sight, you can certainly see a lot of like red fire inside of the jar, right? Inside of the urn.
Okay, so then I guess the question is, where is the creature now being like all of the creature?
I think I can confirm for you that all of the creature as you understand it is in that jar.
Oh, okay, cool.
There are no other extant pieces, right? Which is a good question to ask. Is this all of it, right?
Yeah.
And you get the sense that it is indeed.
And then what is it planning to do right now?
That answer is much the same as the previous time you tried to get some intention from it, which is its desires have not changed.
Okay,
when you
so it's
tap
not like planning
in,
to break out.
nope, it seems to be a little maybe dumber than that, right? Because when you tap into that, you get that sequence of images again. Like that is
Okay.
what it wants. That is what it's trying to do.
All
That is
right,
also the thing that it told you was the thing that it, that you could give it.
Okay, and then I'm gonna ask this question because I don't want to ask the other two questions.
Okay.
Who is it going to attack next?
So this one gives you like a headache for a moment because the answer comes in, again, literally 24 pieces, which is each of the pieces that are now one whole thing. There's a cacophony of answers describing the house and family. All of them, they hit you all at once, right? Like it fragments for a second because each one of them had their own individuality, was going to attack their own house. And as far as they're all aware, they're all one thing now, but their goals haven't changed, right? It's possible they don't even realize that they're not still in the house.
Yeah. In that case, he'll just kind of yell like, "Ah, fuck!" as he like grabs his head and falls to his knees.
Harlow, what do you got for me?
Let's see. Yeah, with that information, the questions have changed a little bit. What can it do?
Okay. With it under your power a little bit, you start to examine it more closely. And in there is two parts of what it can do that are very confusing to you. The first one initially feels more important, which is that it can impart good luck. The second thing that it can do is destroy everything. Those two things feel like they are completely separate, but they are both somehow intrinsically tied to this thing.
Destroy everything? Like, does it feel that like physically large?
Probably. So with that kind of, I think no. Destroy everything is like just it is a mindless destroy whatever it is in.
Is in
right?
front of. Okay.
Yeah, if it had the wherewithal, it would destroy this jar specifically because it was inside of it.
Right.
But also maybe give the jar good luck somehow, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What is being concealed here?
Yes, building off of some of your previous discussion from earlier this episode, right? The kind of trying to riddle out what this is. Part of what is being concealed here is you realize it's kind of I won't say fully sickening, maybe sort of a hideous realization that like this isn't actually a person. This is not Andrew Thistle. It seems like it is, but it's a moment in time from Andrew Thistle, captured and then feeding this whatever this is. The echoed scream of something is what you are witnessing. You are seeing a moment trapped in amber given life, basically, right? And that this isn't really like this isn't actually a person. It looks like it's alive, but it's not Andrew Thistle. And what's weird is the way you put that together is also based off of your interacting with some of the grave soil, right? And how it brought you to here. It was connected, but now that you have all of the pieces together, this is something else.
Right.
This thing you're holding.
So we have the ritual, or a living ritual, of presumably the Ravenous Few, from the context we have, um, but it is just a living spell work that is
I will say for free.
Consuming a soul, a person.
I will say for free, it is not the Ravenous Few, as that was just an example of
Okay,
something
gotcha.
like this.
Okay, very helpful.
But it is a ritual consuming a soul to do something. I think you putting that together naturally like that does feel like it makes sense to you.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which you might be able to infer what that would be from the previous questions you asked, right? But that's where you're currently at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think that this thing wants the lot restored to, I don't know, like a park or something, but I don't know I don't know if fulfilling that wish is what will undo the threat to the development, because it's not like this is a real ghost. It's like if a math problem had hurt feelings. Does that make sense?
No.
Not really, no.
Okay, so it's not like the thing that's in this fucking can isn't Andrew Thistle per se, but it's a particle of time that a spell is consuming that he was attached to. That more clear?
Is it like a copy of his soul?
It's not even a copy of its soul. It's like a slice of a hair of a soul.
Then split into 24 parts.
I think.
So it's not like Andrew Thistle had an issue with it, but whatever magic that either the magic or the magic caster had the problem with it and is using Andrew's soul to power it?
Right. Or at least his soul's been caught in it. These spellworks Omeros was saying are like they require things to consume, like Excalibur, right? These enchantments are asking of human sacrifice as a force to power themselves.
That all seems to check out.
I don't know how to kill a living spell, but we can give it a couple of shots.
Well, the good news is I don't think it's aware that it's no longer in the house because it seems hell bent on doing everything that it did before as if nothing had changed.
I think we can make that work to our advantage.
What do you need so that you can learn how to kill this living spell? What might help you get that information?
I mean, if there's any more literature we can find on them, that would be useful, but I don't know how much further down that rabbit hole we can go. Otherwise, I think there might just be something we might be able to craft here. And also, I mean, the spirit or whatever wants this lot undone. Which we don't have any control over, but maybe we should talk to Andrew. Drew? Fuck, which one? Hawthorne.
As that beat of silence hangs in the air, I am crossing off my last hard move. All of you see Awkward 1 minute standing, engaged, the next minute passed out, falling to the ground. Awkward, inside of your head, it's crazy to you, right? Because you were just talking, you blink and you're sitting at that table, right? And the thing is across from you, finger steepled. And it says, well, that's interesting. That's a very smart boy you've got there.
The one next to me?
It nods.
I agree. What? Why is that relevant right now?
Well, somebody's been a very, very messy steward, shall we say. So, what I would like you to do, Awkward, is to open that urn. And to make it easy for you, all you need to say is yes.
Wait, you want me to open the urn but protect some family from dying? How am I supposed to do the two things at once?
No, Awkward. The parameters, shall we say, have changed. Congratulations, you have saved the family from dying. But things are a little different now, aren't they?
Yeah, we won.
Sure.
So far.
Let me make it more clear for you, Awkward. I want it. So, Auckland Edward, will you give it to me or not?
If I open it, you'll take it and it won't be a problem for us anymore, right?
I cannot guarantee it will not be messy, but when it is finished, it will be ours.
Will people get hurt?
Perhaps. Let me clarify. It will be mine, not yours. The tone of this conversation, Awkward, is way more intense and hostile than you've ever had with this thing. Even when it's been telling you, you feel like you know this entity, right?
Yeah.
And there is a hunger and avarice in this that has not been present in anything else. It has appeared as an innocent child. It has appeared as a knowledgeable adult. It has appeared as different versions of you, as siblings, as many things. This feels like a mask slipping and something is leaning forward hungrily.
And I assume if I were to say no, there'd be consequences.
There's always consequences, isn't there? That's what it means to make a bargain.
He will put his head in his hands and just sit there for a second. And then just, without looking up, say yes.
Okay. Your eyes slam open. I need to use magic roll from you.
For me? Okay.
Yep.
Do me. There you are. Should be pretty good. Hey.
Okay. All of you see Awkward collapses. So we're gonna go back a moment to all of you see Awkward collapse. What do you do?
I can't help him because I got my hands
Right.
on the jar.
I'm gonna go to catch him. Just so it doesn't slam into the ground.
Mm-hmm. You like catch him like basically slide in before his head hits the ground. No sooner does that happen than Awkward goes from in your arms, like this is when the like the horror movie drops frames and like the thing moves faster than it should, right? Like flickers for a moment and moves almost like they're dropping frames in between, like The Grudge, right? The like weird. All of you see Awkward like jerkily swing himself up to his feet, like skipping several frames that would have been like getting to his feet as he just is immediately straight, holding a hand out, eyes glowing white as the sunglasses fall down his face and off of his face onto the ground. And that is where we will end this session. Because you always got to leave him wanting more.